試しにしてみましょうよ。
試しって。
First anime on our list is Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. Yamada is known to be a delinquent in his school and possesses extreme physical capabilities. On a fateful day, he is walking up the stairs and suddenly becomes lost in his train of thought, which causes him to misstep and fall into the ace student of his high school, Yura. Yamada wakes up in the nurse's room, and it takes him seconds to find out that his body has swapped with the girl he fell on top of. Surprisingly, the girl now in Yamada's body is unfazed and is attending class in his body. The two meet up and try to find ways to change back to their original bodies and find out that kissing each other on the lips is the only method to do so. The two join and revive the supernatural club, only to find out that there are 6 other girls like Yura known as witches, and all have unique abilities that are activated by a kiss. Things get complicated as some of these witches try to sabotage the club using their abilities, and thus the story begins as Yamada slowly forms relationships with these witches in order to dig out the truth.
これ使っていいよ。風邪ひく。それで拭きなよ。
Next anime on our list is Blue Spring Ride, or known as Aoharu Ride. And this anime follows a young high school girl, Yoshioka Futaba, who has a few reasons why she wants to reset her image and life as a new high school student. Because her cuteness attracts many boys, she was avoided by her female friends in junior high, and because of a misunderstanding, she couldn't get her feelings across to the one boy she has ever liked, Tanaka-kun. Now in high school, she is determined to be as unladylike as possible so that her friends won't be jealous of her. While living this high school life, she comes across Tanaka-kun again, but he now goes under the name of Mabuchi. He tells her that he felt the same way as she did when they were younger, but now things can never be the same again, for reasons we'll find out later in the show as we explore the backstory of the main character in the show. Will Futaba be able to continue her love that never started 3 years ago?
見せて。よかった。何もなくて。
Next on our list, we have Anonymous Noise. A young girl wearing a mask stands by the beach and sings a nostalgic melody. After experiencing 2 sudden heart-wrenching partings when she was only a child, Ninoa's been singing her songs to the ocean, bound by a promise made with her 2 childhood friends, her first love, Momo, and a boy who composed music, Yuzo. Having never met each other, the boys both individually promised that if Nino was ever separated from them, her voice would be the beacon to reunite them once again. After 6 long years, destiny has finally placed Nino, Momo, and Yuzo in the same high school. However, the passage of time has changed many things in their lives. While Nino relentlessly attempts to fulfill her childhood promise with the boys, Yuzo's feelings for her resurface, and Momo goes to great lengths to prevent a reunion with Nino. Through music, will they be able to mend their friendship and overcome all the feelings involved in this complicated love triangle?
宮村、手も耳も冷たいね。
雨のせいかな。
そうかもね。雨が強いから今日は帰れないね。この熱が。
The fourth anime on this list is Horimiya. Koyoko Hori is a bright and popular high school student, and in contrast to her classmate Izumi Miyamura, a gloomy and seemingly nerdy glasses-wearing otaku, at home, Hori is a homebody who dresses down and looks after her younger brother, Sauta, and does various chores in her mother's stead as both her parents are busy due to work. She takes every attempt to hide this from her classmates, leaving no chance to socialize away from school. Whilst Miyamura is known to be a lonely otaku from his fellow classmates' perspective, he is in fact, in reality, a gentle person inept at studying. To our surprise, He has 9 piercings hidden behind his long hair and a tattoo along his back and left shoulder. By sheer chance, Hori and Miyamura cross paths outside of school, neither looking as the other expects. These seemingly polar opposites become friends, sharing with each other a side they have never shown to anyone else.
俺いらないじゃ
待って、少しだけでもいいから今話したい。後悔したくないから。
The 5th anime on our list is Orange, a psychological romance anime with time travel being somewhat a reality. Orange is a romance high school drama with a speculative twist. One day, a 16-year-old Naho Takemiya receives a letter written to herself from 10 years in the future. As Naho reads on, the letter dictates the exact events of the day, including the transfer of a new student into her class named Kaikeru Naruse. The Naho from 10 years in the future repeatedly states that she has many regrets, and she wants to fix these by making sure that Naho from the past can make the right decisions, especially regarding the new transfer student, Kaikeru. What's more shocking is that she discovers that 10 years later, Kaikeru will no longer be with them. Future Naho asks her to watch over him closely.
俺夏目のことが好きだ。
私も。
The next anime is Just Because. While a transfer so close to graduation is unusual for most, it is business as usual for Aita Izumi. Due to his father's work, he has never been able to stay in one place for very long. But as luck would have it, their most recent relocation has returned Aita to his hometown for his final semester of high school, where he can meet his childhood friend Ina Horimiya, the photography student who witnesses Aita and Haruto's reunion, Mio Natsume, whose feelings for her middle school crush still linger, and Heizaku Morikawa, a girl who seems uninterested in romantic relationships. For better or worse, it also sparks the rekindling of old relationships left behind in the past. Aita's sudden arrival brings these students' carefree days to an abrupt end. Long forgotten memories, deeply buried emotions, and inspiring new passions. Everything is brought to light in their bittersweet final semester.
不安にさせてごめんこっそり浮気なんてしないと思われるようにより一層愛すよ
Next on our list, we have Girlfriend. Girlfriend, after bearing an unrequited love for years, Naoya finally gets to date his childhood friend, Saki. However, just as he tries to commit himself to this relationship, he receives a confession from Nagisa, who she is in love with him. At first, Naoya tries to reject her, but is soon overcome by feelings of not wanting to hurt Nagisa. Trying to avoid betraying his girlfriend's trust in him, Naoya thinks up of a solution to make both girls happy, which is two-timing them both, which both end up agreeing to eventually. With this, the three-way affair begins between Naoya, his girlfriend, and his other girlfriend as they develop a relationship. The story doesn't end here, though, as Naoya manages to do the impossible compared to us viewers and manage to even get more girlfriends.
先輩は私と同じじゃないんですか？違う。だって君のこと好きになりそう。わからない。
Next, we have Bloom Into You. Yu Koito has always been entranced with romantic shoujo manga and the lyrics of love songs. She patiently waits for the wings of love to sprout and send her heart aflutter on the day that she finally receives a confession. Yet when her classmate from junior high declares his love for her during their graduation, she feels unexpectedly hollow. The realization hits her. She understands romance as a concept, but she's incapable of experiencing the feeling firsthand. Now, having enrolled in high school, Yu, disconcerted and dispirited, is still rummaging over how to respond to her suitor. There, she happens upon the seamlessly flawless student council president, Toku, maturely rejecting a confession of her own. Stirred by Toku's elegant manner, Yu approaches her for advice, only to be bewildered when the president confesses to her. Yu quickly finds herself in the palm of Toku's hand and unknowingly sets herself on a path to find the emotion which has long eluded her.
俺はずっと自分は幸せになるとか恋をするとか考えたこともなかった。考えようともしなかった。そう思っていたってテレサに会って気がついた。これが恋なんだと初めて知った。
The next anime on our list is Tada Never Falls in Love. Love has never been a concern for Miyoshi Tada, and as the aspiring photographer enters the second year of high school, it truthfully couldn't be further from his mind. However, things just might change after he meets a bright and bubbly foreigner named Teresa Wagner, while he was taking pictures of a cherry blossom tree. Nevertheless, after she asks him to photograph her, the two soon separate, only to meet each other again once more that same day. Finding Teresa just as she is caught in a sudden downpour, Tada invites her to his family's coffee shop to dry off. There, she explains that she was separated from her traveling companion, a redhead named Alec. When Alec reunites with Teresa shortly after, they say their goodbyes, expecting to part ways for good. But the two unexpectedly show up as transfer students in his class the next day. Teresa and Alec quickly get used to their lives at Koiniyoshi High School and decide to join Tada in the photography club, along with his eccentric group of friends. Tada's second year of high school is about to get even livelier, and he might need to start rethinking his approach to love.
成美は思い出した。弘隆も男であることを。そして、下着はベージュであることを。ヒロ、せめてピンクの日。
よっこいしょ。ピンクが良かった。まあないけど。
Next we have on our list is Love is Hard for an Otaku. Having slept through all of her alarms, Narumi Momose finds herself running late for her first day of work at a new office. As she races to catch her train, she makes a promise to herself that none of her coworkers will find out about her dark secret. That she is an otaku and a fujoshi. Her plan goes instantly away though, when she runs into Hirotaka, an old friend from middle school. Although she tries to keep her secret by inviting him out for drinks after work, her cover is blown when he casually asks her whether or not she'll be attending the upcoming summer Comiket. Luckily for her, the only witness, Hanako and Taru, are otaku as well. Later that night, the pair go out for drinks so that they can catch up after all the years apart, and after Narumi complains about her previous boyfriend breaking up with her because he refused to date a fujoshi, Hirotaka suggests that she try dating him, a fellow otaku. He makes a promise to always be there for her and to help her farm for rare drops in Monster Hunter. Narumi agrees immediately. Thus, the two otaku start dating, and their adorably awkward romance begins.